Someone in your company just said, we are building an AI. But did they mean machine learning, deep learning, an LLM, generative AI? They probably didn't know the difference. You will. By end of this one, you'll know exactly which term applies and why getting it right matters more than people think. Five terms, one diagram. We are going to draw the nested family tree of an AI right now, from the broadest possible definition all the way down to the specific thing we are built within this course. This isn't vocabulary trivia. When you call things by their correct name, you read papers faster, you ask better questions, and you stop nodding along when someone uses the wrong word. Let's draw it. Here's the problem. Open LinkedIn and you'll see people saying, I'm learning AI. We are using ML in our product. LLMs are going to change everything. All in the same thread about the same thing. These are not the same thing. They're related, but they are nested. One is inside the other, like Russian dolls. AI is the outermost doll. Inside it, machine learning. Inside that, deep learning. Inside that, generative AI. Inside that, large language models. You can see all five rings on the left. We are going to light them up one at a time, starting with the biggest question of all. Artificial intelligence. Here's a definition that actually holds up. Any system that does something that would require intelligence if a human did it. That's it. Notice what this definition does not say. It doesn't say I learned from data. It doesn't say neural network. It doesn't say generated by a model. HS engine in 1997, the one that beat Gary Kasparov, that was AI. It used hard-coded rules, not data. A spam filter that checks for the phrases free money in the subject line, also an AI. Google Maps figuring out your best route, an AI. None of these things have anything to do with ChatGPT. That's how the broad this outermost ring is. The word AI is almost too broad to be useful on its own. When someone says we are using AI, all they told is computers is doing something intelligence. You need to ask what kind. Machine learning is a specific way to build an AI. The traditional approach, you write rules, you want to detect spam, you write. If subject contains free money, flag it. That's just programming, explicit logic. A human decided the rules. Machine learning flips this completely. Instead of writing rules, you give the system the data. Thousands of spam emails, thousands of real emails, and the model figures out the rule itself. The word learning in machine learning is doing real work. The model adjusts itself based on every example it sees. The rule emerged from the data. Nobody write them. Your Netflix recommendation, machine learning. Bank fraud detection, machine learning. Credit card scoring, machine learning. All learned from data. No human wrote the decision logic. Now, machine learning is still quite broad. Dozens of techniques live inside it. Decision trees, SVMs, gradient boosting, random forest. Deep learning is one specific family of those techniques, and it is the one that changed everything. Deep learning is a machine learning that uses neural networks, specifically networks with many layers. That's where deep comes from, not complexity, layers. We have a full video on what neural networks actually are. That's video 3. For now, all you need for the map. Deep learning is a specific ML technique, and before it arrived, ML hit a ceiling. Fraud detection, yes, ML could do that. Recommendation engines, yes. But image recognition, real time speech, actual translation, those were hard, really, really hard. Deep learning changed this. Starting around 2012, neural networks with enough layers and enough data started doing these things nobody expected. Your phone unlocking with your face, deep learning. Siri understanding your questions, deep learning. Google Translate doing live camera translation, deep learning. AlphaFold predicting protein structures that stumped biologists for a decade, deep learning. And then someone asked a different question. Instead of using this to classify or predict, what if it was used to generate? Not just, is this a cat? But show me a cat I've never seen before. That's generative. Here's what most people get confused. Because generative AI isn't derived by how it is built, it is defined by what it produces. The previous ring, AI, ML, deep learning, those describe techniques, how the system learns, how it is trained. Generative AI is about output. The model creates something that didn't exist before. New text, new images, new music, new video, new code, generated, not retrieved. ChatGPT writing a cover letter, generating AI. Midjourney producing a product photo, generative AI. Suno composing a song from text prompt, generative AI. Claude writing and debugging code, generative AI. All of this uses deep learning underneath. But the definition characteristic is they generate. Now, inside the generative AI, there are different types. Models that generate images, models that generate video, models that generate audio, and there are models that generate language, text in, text out. Those have specific name, large language models, and they are the innermost ring. Large language models. This is where the rest of this course lives. LLMs are generative AI that works with text. Specifically, they are trained on massive amount of text. We are talking trillions of words, and they learn to predict the next token. Token, not word. Tokens are subject of video 10. For now, roughly a word. We'll get precise later. ChatGPT 5.0 and LLM. Claude 4.6 Sonnet LLM. Gemini and LLM. Llama 3 and LLM. Mistral Quan LLM. These are all text in, text out prediction machine. The large refers to the scale. Billions of parameters, trillions of training tokens. We cover parameter as part of video 5. But here's what matters right now. You are not building with AI in this course. You are building with LLMs, which happens to be inside of generative AI, inside deep learning, inside machine learning, inside AI, all five rings, all five terms, all true at same time. Here it is, the complete nested family tree. Read it from the outside in. AI, any intelligent system. Machine learning, AI that learns from data. Deep learning, ML that uses layered neural networks. Generative AI, deep learning that creates new content. LLMs, generative AI that creates language. Three things to take away. First, this term describes different levels of specificity. AI is almost meaningless without context. LLM is too precise. Second, when you hear we are building with AI from now on, you should be able to say specifically we are building with LLMs. That's a professional signal. Third, everything in this course builds from innermost ring outward. We start with LLMs, then we give them tools, memories, and goals. That's when they become agents. And agents are what we are here to build. Next video, we zoom into the innermost ring. What exactly is an LLM? The one thing to remember, AI is the field, ML is how it learns, deep learning is the breakthrough technique, Gen AI is what it produces, LMs are specifically types we are building with. 5 nested rings, 1 diagram, you won't mix them up again. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like it.